And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Film Box Podcast, the greatest movie podcast on planet Earth and on Niflheim. I'm your host, Aaron Souza. I'm here with Sam 6 and Connor 14, and we're here to talk about Mickey 17. How are you guys doing?
No.
Aaron Prime.
Aaron Prime, yes. I've got multiples. I've got one going off on a trip right now to get some groceries, and yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I can be in multiple places at once. No, we're here today to talk about Mickey 17, the new Bong Joon Ho sci-fi film that just came out this weekend. So if you haven't seen it and you're listening to this episode, there will be spoilers. Just, throwing that out there. But before we do that, we got to talk about what we've been watching lately. Sam, why don't you go first?
Do you want me to go first?
Oh God, that means that there's nothing.
No, actually, it was pretty. No, I actually watched a couple things. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I watched 4 movies.
Nice.
So I started off the day after we recorded our last episode. I was chosen to watch Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
That is, I still can't believe you actually watched that.
Hey, do it for the pod. Do it for the pod.
Yeah.
And if you can't see me for right now, sorry.
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, we're recording when Sam is at ascending hour.
Yes.
And it's just like heaven is outside of his window right now.
And then I went to go see Last Breath, the true story that's based on the documentary about the deep sea divers, that stuff goes wrong and guy gets stranded at the bottom of the sea for 30 minutes without oxygen. So that was pretty cool.
Wild.
It was pretty good. And then I continued my Harry Potter run, so I watched Prisoner of Azkaban, always so good, and then I finished off with Mickey 17 that I watched yesterday, and I don't have anything to drink.
And that is okay.
Go grab some milk real quick.
I actually might.
Some milk or some Arnold Palmer.
Some almond milk.
A nice IPA.
Gross.
I actually might go grab some drinks. I'll be right back.
All right. Go for it. Well, I'll talk about what I've been watching lately. I have seen only 4 movies since we last recorded, which is not a lot, especially since the week before it had been quite a bit. But, Oscars came and went, and, of course, Sean Baker won for Nora, so I went and watched The Florida Project.
It's incredibly good.
It was excellent. That last 10 minutes is just, it just breaks you. It's just so heart-wrenching. Follow that up during a work day. Em was home. We watched Elemental because she just wanted something fun to watch, and I needed something that I could just kind of turn my brain off for. So watched Elemental. Then took a couple-day break, which is unusual. And then yesterday watched Mickey 17. And then last night / this morning rewatched Spotlight, which is the 2015 Best Picture winner, about the Boston Globe and the sexual abuse scandal of the Catholic priests. Excellent film. I love a good movie about journalism, so it really was it's just so fucking fun to watch. And that's it.
You drinking anything?
I have water.
Nice.
I don't know why I said it like that.
I have stupid water.
I have water.
Wait, Sam, what do you have now?
I have a Poppy.
An IPA. Gross.
What's your favorite flavor, Sam? Of Poppy?
I like the Doc Pop.
Ooh.
that was not a good reaction.
Well, as a Dr. Pepper enthusiast, you can any imitation just is not
Doesn't hit.
nah. See, but me and Erin, my girlfriend, have been loving the cream soda. Their newest one. It's so good.
You know what I need to get again, by the way? Franny's.
Dude, me and her also had the exact same conversation. Like, man, we really haven't had Franny's in a long time.
I know. It was like this big thing. We were like constantly drinking Franny's, and then all of a sudden I was like, all right, that's gone.
Well, because you know what? I used to get it at Big Wise, and Big Wise used to do like, get like 2 for $5. Two cases for $5. And I was like, yeah, it's a great fucking deal. Why not? And they stopped doing it because guys like me would just buy 4 cases.
In and buy a bunch of cases. They're like, we could sell this for more.
And they're like, oh, we're constantly sold out. So now they don't do it. And I'm like, well, what's the point?
Yeah. Oh. Anyways. What have you been watching lately?
Yeah, so just to one up you guys, I've seen 5 movies.
Movies?
Movies. 5 movies. Starting with another 4 for in one day.
Oh God! So
So
you really spent 2 days watching movies.
I spent
it was
2
4
days
in one day,
and then yesterday. So I started with The Monkey, new Osgood Perkins, and it's fun. It's not like at the same level as Longlegs on like an emotional level, on like a scares level, but it's fun. People are just literally getting blown to bits and skewered and decapitated, and it's fun. Like Theo James is pretty good in it too.
I have a question for you. It's really interesting because like do you know what Osgood Perkins has done prior to Longlegs?
He's
like
done he has like The Black Coat's Daughter, which is another like psychological horror.
Are these like well revered movies?
The Black Coat's Daughter is. He also did I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, which is more mixed.
Mm-hmm.
What else did he do? Gretel and Hansel, not well received as well. And then he doesn't have the longest rap sheet yet.
Because it's just interesting, the discourse around this guy. Like he released Longlegs, and then it seemed like overnight he was just this like horror phenom, like the next big guy kind of thing. And it's like everyone was like, "Oh my God, we got to get Os Perkins on this. This guy's amazing, whatever." But then it's like, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, The Monkey is coming out." All of a sudden it's like the most anticipated horror movie of the first half of the year, and I don't. It's just weird, the discourse around this guy who is like not really. I mean, aside from Longlegs, has not really had much.
Well, first because he's Anthony Perkins' son, who is obviously the star of Psycho.
Yep.
So right there, you kind of have like a level of notoriety, like a lot of.
Okay.
I don't want to just call him a nepo baby, but you do have like that air to you. That's kind of like a horror royalty.
That's fair.
But then I feel like he just has like a niche of, he kind of understands like more of the psychological element of it. But this was definitely more of a stray away from it. It was more of like a campy, fun type horror. But
it was just weird to see like so many people like so excited for the newest Os Perkins film. And then when they didn't like it, they were like, I cannot believe this. What a betrayal. Like, this is just bad. And I was like, this guy, as far as I know, only did Longlegs. Like,
I will say I did kind of fall into that trap of like, yeah, Longlegs was good. Let me see what he does next.
Mm-hmm.
And because especially I like gory movies. I like I like Final Destination. I like those kind of setups where it's like people are just dying left and right. And it is very much like a Final Destination movie where like each kill is set up, but it was very half baked in that way.
Yep.
For the most part.
That makes sense.
And I feel like it just wasn't his cup of tea.
Mhm.
And he has another movie coming out, I think later this year, called The Keeper, which should be more of like his like a return to form for him.
Yeah. That makes sense. It
think-
just felt so weird. Like, it felt like it was on the level of, like, if they announced, like, oh, new John Carpenter movie, and everyone was like, no way! Everyone's losing their mind.
Because I think the marketing behind Longlegs was so good. Like,
Yeah.
it broke just the horror community.
It really
was
did.
Like, it was national. But anyway, after The Monkey, I knocked out all the movies I owed you guys for our random spins. So I watched Knights of Cabria. That movie's really good. It has one of the best endings. It's really touching, just about a woman who's finding her sense of belonging. Watched Saving Private Ryan. I don't know if you guys know this.
Was
but
that a first time?
First time. That movie's kind of good.
Oh,
that was
Kinda
5
good.
stars for me.
It's kind of good. Kind of good. Kind of good.
Like, I don't think I had this thought. I don't think I took a breath at all during the first 30 minutes.
oh, dude, that opening the D-Day
The
scene
beach,
is just
yeah.
oh.
Well, yeah, there was talk when it first hit theaters, like World War II veterans were like walking out after that. Or
Yeah, they
during
were
that
having
scene
PTSD
because they were
flashbacks.
having like such bad PTSD because it was so realistic.
Yeah. And even like the last 30 minutes when they're like defending the bridge, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I know I've seen the clips of everything, like of Miller dying, like Tom Hanks dying. So I know when that's going to happen, but even when it happens in context, I was like, oh.
Yeah. What did you think of what's his name not going up the stairs to save the other guy?
Oh, dude, I was like, I've seen that clip too, and I was like,
Okay.
man, I wish I could just punch him in the throat. Like, you chicken shit. But then he shot the Willie guy, and it's kind of like okay,
Yeah.
even Stevens. And then just complete off the deep end. I watched Bloodshot after that.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
Of course.
You know what's so funny? I saw a good review about it. I want to see if I can find it on Letterboxd. Yeah, okay, so here it is.
Okay.
John Mulaney has this bit about Donald Trump where he explains Donald Trump is like what a hobo imagines a rich man is. It's like Trump was walking through an alley one day and he heard some guy say, oh boy, as soon as my number comes in, I'm going to pull up in tall buildings with my name on them. I'll have fine golden hair, a TV show where I fire people with my children. In that vein, Vin Diesel's movies are what a children imagines action star vehicle should be like. I'm going to fight some dudes, have a pretty girlfriend, my skin is going to regenerate, and my chest is going to glow because I'm so powerful. That's from David Shed.
That's awesome. That's really funny.
That's a good one. But yeah, the movie sucks. And then Mickey 17 yesterday.
Nice. Very nice.
I got a monster.
All right. Oh, a monster. Getting some energy this morning.
Yeah, I need it.
Especially after, again, having technical difficulties.
Yeah, my computer just didn't want to connect to any of my cables. Like, my laptop was dead. Didn't want to connect to the charger. Didn't want to connect to my USB-C hub. We just weren't going to have a show this morning.
Yeah. And then we fixed it.
Dr. Aaron to the rescue.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go into Mickey 17? Is there anything in the news that you've seen?
Any other castings in Odyssey?
Well, I mean, the Harry Potter show has been ripping off.
I was gonna say, yeah.
How do you guys feel about? Did we talk about John Lithgow?
I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think
do
we've
you-
talked
how do you
about the
guys
Harry
feel about
Potter
that
show
casting?
at
Yeah,
all
we
since
were-
it first got announced.
Yeah, no, probably not. How do you guys feel about the John Lithgow casting for Dumbledore?
I don't mind it.
I like John Lithgow a lot. As long as he's employed, I'm happy. But like, I'm not going to watch the show.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I love John Lithgow. I gotta just preface that. Like, I think John Lithgow's great. I am interested to see how that role fits his voice, because he has that very distinct, like, nasally type of voice. And
I could see it like booming in like a mess hall type if he needs to.
Yeah. But anyways,
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Cardinale Tremblay. Cardinale Dumbledore.
Cardinale Harry.
Cardinal Tremblay, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Oh, man.
Instead of the Goblet of Fire, it's that little thing that they put the votes in.
The Pope pot. That's what I'm calling it retroactively, is the Pope pot.
Yeah, I find it so funny that like all during like the Oscars campaign, like the Pope was like not doing well in real life. And then as soon as the Oscars ended, he was like, oh no, he's fine now.
Yeah, he's good. Don't worry.
Like
you just wanted this movie to win real bad.
Like Conclave was like drawing from his life force. And then as soon as it ended, he was like, okay, I'm taking it back now.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right.
I do have one thing.
Okay.
I find it funny. Sorry not to cut you off, but Marvel trying to use like the A24 aesthetic for Thunderbolts is hilarious.
Yes. I saw your tweet on this, and I thought it was hilarious.
It's just like, how can we market this Marvel movie that will get people to actually care for it? What if we say it's everything that Marvel is not? What if we the entire aesthetic of A24?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that. It's going to be like just like another Marvel action movie, but maybe it'll just have more like depth to it. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. What did you say exactly? Your tweet was pretty funny. You said, I find it hilarious that this advertising is basically, come watch Marvel's anti-Marvel Marvel movie. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It was like, hey, do you want to watch it from the people who made The Green Knight and Hereditary and Midsommar? And movies you probably will rather watch than Captain America, Brave New World, and Ant-Man.
Yeah. From the people that brought you every Phase 5 Marvel movie that you hate. Oh, man. All right, let's talk about Mickey 17.
Yes.
So, let me just do my little transition here. As usual, the king of segues. All right, Mickey 17 is a 2025 science fiction dark comedy film written, produced, and directed by Bong Joon Ho. If you don't know Bong Joon Ho, most famously won for Parasite, Best Picture in 2019, but also well known for films like Okja, Memories of Murder, Snowpiercer, and The Host. He is a South Korean filmmaker, so a lot of his films are South Korean and, use Korean language, except for Snowpiercer and Mickey 17. The film stars Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Stephen Yeun, Toni Collette, Mark Ruffalo, with cinematography by Darius Kanji. And do you guys know who Darius Kanji is? Have you heard of him and his work?
I feel like I've heard of him, but I'm not familiar with his work.
Famously has done David Fincher's Seven, which is an incredible film. Mickey 17 obviously did Uncut Gems for the Safdie brothers. Also worked with Bong Joon Ho on Okja. And then a bunch of other films for other filmmakers, like he did Midnight in Paris. He did My Blueberry Nights, which is a Wong Kar-wai film. And then also, he's shooting Marty Supreme later this year. And also shooting Eddington, which is Ari Aster's new film. So the guy's got some good work coming in 2025. So, this movie, produced by Plan B Entertainment, distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures, released March 7th, actually. 2025 with a runtime of 137 minutes. The budget 118 million so far this week. I'm not going to make you guess because it just came out, but so far tracking according to Wikipedia for 26 million at the opening weekend, which is pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. All right. Let's Sam, do you have some reviews for us?
I do.
All right.
So on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at a solid 79%. So it's pretty good.
Not bad.
And then for my Google reviews, so it doesn't make sense. So under the overview, under the Google reviews, it says 88% like this movie, but for the reviews, it has an average of 3.2.
That's weird. Feels low.
Yeah. But I don't know. But there's a bunch of 5 stars and a bunch of 1 stars, which I feel like is the theme for all Google reviews. It's either a bunch of 5 stars or a bunch of 1 stars.
There is never any like nuance to a review.
Yeah.
Right. It's either this movie is good, 5 stars, or this movie is.
Yeah. It's all keyboard warriors like movie good, movie bad.
Yeah, literally 5 star, 1 star. It's so funny, seeing audience reviews. Like you see people being like, "Yeah, this movie was pretty good. I thought it wasn't bad. There could have been some things that they definitely did better. 5 stars."
Yeah,
and it's like, huh? That does not correlate.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like. Okay, my cats are just...
Your cats are going crazy.
No, I just feel like it's a lot of differences you see. Like, on Letterboxd, like, sometimes I do really, like, serious reviews, but on Letterboxd, like, I really just, like, sometimes try to make a joke every kind of, like...
ham it up, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, on Google reviews, it's just, like... I don't know.
It's a cesspool.
Yeah.
People are way too serious.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a 5-star review right here. This one says, on the time of my review post in 2025, this is some of the best 2025 movies besides A Real Pain, which didn't come out in 2025, but that's fine.
That's not a 2025 film.
Well, to be fair, sometimes in other countries movies do get
that's true.
moved around.
Fair.
So it could not be like a Britain review.
I prefer the first option.
I prefer that they're
is
just
dumb.
Given that it is part Korean, I say that Korea is full of creativity in the media industry, such as the production of Squid Games, and I shall give my credit to Bong Joon Ho for some of my favorite directors. What projects will he produce next? I love the storyline.
That sentence just felt like such brain rot.
I shall give my credit to Bong Joon Ho.
Korean's great. You know why? Because Squid Game.
I love the storyline of our protagonist, Mickey 17's perspective of his adventures and deaths. I am also pointing out a moment where Mickey follows a woman whose smell of hair reminded him of an event he had. We also had some comedy from Toni Collette and Mark Ruffalo, who started out as the villains of the story, character twists. I kind of saw that.
Hold on. Started out? Where did they go? It felt pretty clear that they were the villains the whole time. Unless he means like they started out normal and became villains, but in that case, like still, it was pretty apparent from when they were introduced that these guys are not good.
It said who started to turn out as the villains of the story, so it's kind of imply that they were the character twists. So like, I'm like,
wow, look at this great man who just wants to lead a singular race to another planet after he failed multiple elections and became radicalized. What a great man.
Stupid man who can't form a
utter
sentence
moron
without his wife whispering in his ear.
Oh, man.
That's
a guy to look up to.
with a radical fan base.
Yes.
There have also been some heartwarming moments, such as the great character who is Nasha Burridge, who had an adorable relationship with Mickey. She was always there for him, and together they succeeded a happy ending. One person found this helpful.
I feel like this person just looked up what happens in Mickey 17 and then put that into his review.
Yeah.
Wonderful moments, like the entirety of the plot.
All right, and then I got this one star review. In my opinion, the best science fiction films use science and technology to tell us something about what is to be human.
Oh, I already know this person's insufferable.
Two of my favorite films are Blade Runner and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, exactly for this reason. So when I saw the trailer for Mickey 17, I got excited about what happened to be a challenging and thought-provoking sci-fi film.
I love grounded and rooted in science fiction, like Blade Runner or Eternal Sunshine.
Well, whomever constructed the trailer deserves some kind of Oscar for cramming all the best bits of the movie, 95% of which comes from the first half, into a punchy 2 minutes, which meant I was there at UK opening night ready and waiting to be wowed. Sadly, the film is a failure on almost all levels. Not dark enough to be serious, not funny enough to be a comedy, and failing to explore some potentially interesting questions about mortality and how we choose to live. While the first half had potential, the second half quickly fizzled into a formulaic good versus bad second half, which verges on B-movie silliness and has nothing to say apart from Dictator's bad and a horribly over-the-top performance from the First Lady. A profoundly disappointing film and a wasted opportunity. Pattinson is good and the only bright spot in this whole sorry mess. At the end of the film, the man sitting beside me looked over to his partner and said, "Sorry, love, the trailer looked good." That is perhaps...
That didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. No.
That is perhaps a more eloquent summary than this review. Don't be that guy, see something else.
I don't think this guy has ever seen a Bong Joon Ho movie. This guy definitely did not understand the assignment going in. Oh, man. That just... It's just wrong on all accounts. It's just wrong.
I mean, we're going to talk about it, but I feel like the movie did have a lot to say about
it. Did.
The
I have written down all of the things it had to say.
But yeah,
I mean, we're not going to just sit here and talk about it for an hour and just be like, oh yeah, no, so there's two of them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, look at that.
Yeah.
I do like. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Also, no one ever I don't know English people that well. I just put this out there right now. The Brits are our neighbors across the pond. Former owners of this colony that we kicked out. No one talks like that. No one leans over after a movie and says, "Sorry, love, I thought the movie was going to be a bit better. You want to go get some bangers and mash?" Like, no one says it. No one says that.
Who's our British audience?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, say goodbye to our British audience.
Yep, goodbye. No, hey, I'm doing you guys a favor because this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. No one is going to say that. Like, come on.
I've never, even like in bad movies that I've sat through, no one has ever like immediately gotten up and be like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
The trailer,
Sorry, love.
I loved the trailer, but I didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
No one's ever referenced the trailer. They might, like, when we're walking out, they might be like, "Man, that sucked."
Yeah, right.
But no one's ever like, "Oh, the trailer was such a masterpiece. How could they have strayed so far?"
Yeah.
Speaking of trailers, I am sick and tired of seeing the Jurassic World trailer before every freaking movie.
Can I just say, I have, as you know, movie theaters like to show the movie 20 minutes after the showtime. So I always plan my trips. around, like, I leave at the showtime because it takes me roughly like 10 or 12 minutes to get to the theater. And so Em and I left to go to the movie. Our showing was started at 3:40. So we left at like 3:44 or 3:42, something like that, to go to the theater. And would you be damned if we hit every single red light on the way to the movie theater and ended up walking into the theater at 4:00, like as the movie was starting. Like I literally came in halfway through the opening scene, which has never happened to me before.
See, me and Aaron, we got there like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes late. We had popcorn waiting for us, and there was like a little mishap, so like they had to fix it. And by the time we sat down, I think we sat through 2 trailers.
Yeah, usually that's how we do it. We time it really well to where we're sitting down and we see 2 trailers, and then they do the movie. But like for whatever reason, like God was like, dude, you will not see this movie on time. And I hit every single red light on the way there and was just waiting and waiting. It literally added an extra like 5 or 6 minutes to our time. Anyways, yeah. Are you guys ready to actually talk about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Connor, why don't you run us through
Mickey 17. So, Mickey Barnes and his friend Timo are financially destitute after a failed business venture and are on the run from a loan shark. Unable to pay their debts, the pair sign up as crew for a spaceship that leaves Earth to colonize the planet Nilfhelm. Timo as a shuttle pilot and Mickey as an expendable. As an expendable, Mickey is treated as disposable and given lethal assignments, since every time he dies, he is reprinted using cloning technology that has been banned on Earth. During the voyage, Mickey develops a romantic relationship with Nasha Barrage, a security agent. 4 years later, upon landing on the snow planet Nilfhelm, native life forms dubbed creepers prevent full colonization. Mickey 17, the 17th iteration, tries to capture a creeper for analysis but falls into a fissure of ice, into the ice. Timo, not the app.
Timo.
Sees Mickey being swarmed by creepers before leaving and reports him dead. However, creepers collectively push 17 out of the fissure, enabling him to return to the ship.
I like this intro. I like the in media res open of like just being, again, I missed like the first minute or two of it, but
so this was perfect for you.
Oh yeah, no, it was great.
Because you just saw it again, yeah.
Total in media res. I saw a little bit of it, and then it would just like rewind. Let's go back, and I was like, yes, I didn't miss anything.
It was literally like how it's like, I bet you're wondering how we got here, and you're like, yes, I am wondering how you got here.
Boom, boom, boom.
I know. I like this intro too because a lot of the movies, like, you don't see the main character until like 5, 10, 15 minutes into the movie. Mm-hmm. They put a first thing on the screen, which is I like too. So
yeah.
There's no build up to it. It's just, hey, here's Mickey.
He's gonna die.
Yeah.
I
also like how the concept, they really, it's simple. Like, they really simplify it. Is like, here is a man, there is space travel, and they figured out how to clone people. This guy signed up to be a clone, and there we go. That's it. We're running, baby. Let's go. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about... So, Pattinson is really good in this movie. I just want to get that out of the way first. How did you guys feel about his voice?
I liked it. I thought it was unique. And
I did too.
Especially because, like, we'll get to it when we talk about the next section, but, like, he gives the Mickeys each their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is voice. And I appreciate it. And I feel like for Mickey 17, who's this kind of, like, meek sort of, like shy, like
I put it. He's like kind of like a rom-com character.
Yeah.
The way, especially once we're introduced to Nasha as well and their relationship, like, yeah, he's kind of just like, just get me home to Nasha.
Yeah, and I love that, and he just feels like, yeah, this sort of like goofy, shy, bashful type of like put my head down kind of dude, and the voice reflects that for sure. Like, it would be weird if he had that personality, but then all of a sudden was like, yeah, I'm here to kick some ass.
If he had his Batman voice.
Yeah, literally. Man, the production design on this movie, if this doesn't win the Oscar for production design, I might riot. Because the sets on this film are amazing. Holy shit. It looks so good. I mean, they just so properly captured just like the gritty, dirty, gross side of like sci-fi. It's not clean at all. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, it's just dark and like,
yeah.
And then you immediately contrast that with like this white ice planet.
Yep.
Where you can't. I like to the scene of him like once he's finally out of like the cave, because it's just like it's icy, it's snowy, and it's snowing. You can't tell any depth of anything until he sees like a passing truck.
Yeah,
because he could have been like, I'm 10,000 miles away.
I have no idea where I
am. Yeah, I just like that detail, especially in the cave too, how like the ice looks, like the shades of blue, and the creeper design too. Oh man, those things are so fucking adorable.
Oh yeah. How did you guys feel about?
I feel like they should
go ahead.
Definitely come up with a better name than Creeper.
Oh, I just was thinking Minecraft the whole time.
I was thinking Minecraft. When he said that, I'm like,
Creeper.
Minecraft.
Yeah, he literally said Creeper. I was like, oh, fuck.
That's next month. That's next month.
That's all I'm going to think about now.
That's next month.
Who knew that the Minecraft movie would not by default be the best movie to feature a creeper?
But it makes sense too that like Mark Ruffalo is like the leader, and he's just such a dumbass. He's like, oh, it's creepy. Creeper. That's his name now.
Speaking of, since we're going to touch on it, speaking of Mark Ruffalo and his character, man, first off, Mark Ruffalo really knows how to ham it up. He's really good at hamming it up.
Yeah. I've seen some people say, like, I don't think Mark Ruffalo knows how to do silly. Complete disagree. I think, like, working outside of the MCU, like, with Poor Things and now this, I feel like he's found a niche of just being, like, I could be a fucking weirdo, like, silly. I know exactly, like, that dial where to tone it up to.
And I think to that point, like, because of the MCU, and I saw someone talk about this on Twitter that I really, really agreed with, is, like, when you look at Mark Ruffalo outside of the MCU, I mean, this dude is an incredible actor. He is really a great actor. One of the best that the MCU has. And this is, once again, just proves his range. He can do silly, but he can do serious. You know, I'm literally was just finishing watching Spotlight, and he's awesome in that movie.
Was it Zodiac? That was a good one.
Zodiac.
Yeah.
He was in Foxcatcher, you know.
Now You See Me.
The Kids Are All Right. Like, yeah, all of these movies.
See Me Too.
Shutter Island he was in, and it just
See Me 3.
all right.
I actually don't even know if he's going to be in the third.
I have no idea.
Hopefully. But yeah, no, he's a really talented actor, and I feel like these movies really give him, like, if Marvel, not that they put you in a box, but I feel like these movies really let you stretch your legs out.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And he's really good in it. So yeah, I think we need to put some respect on Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Because he's awesome. Anyways, though, I gotta ask. I want to ask you guys. How do you feel about the kind of inner monologue voiceover that plays through the whole movie from Pattinson?
That's kind of why I wanted to ask about the voice, because it's constantly playing in the movie. I liked it because I feel like it was kind of like I don't know how I want to put this. So many Mickeys are dying, and it's kind of like the one constant thing is just like, it's kind of like, it's his conscience that's just remaining. Now, obviously, it's like the Mickey 17 who's like narrating it. It's not like just his brain. But I do kind of like it as like a retrospective, and when he's talking about like everything that's happened to him before. But even in scenes when he's like kind of talking about what's happening right now, I still liked it.
Sam, what about you? How did you feel about it?
I didn't mind it. I think it was I think it was kind of, sometimes it was a little bit distracting. I can't really give you an exact time, but I just noticed that a couple times it may be a little bit distracting, but overall I think it was, I don't mind narration during a movie, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I'm maybe I'm touching on a bit wider to your point, is like narration in movie can be really hit or miss for a lot of people. Like having an overarching sort of narrator to lead through things. Some people hate it. I didn't mind it in this movie, but there are some movies that don't do it as well. I feel like this one, to your point, Connor, like kind of kept the threads of the Mickeys together.
Yeah.
So, and especially on the intro, really helped tell the story. But I was expecting it to like kind of stop after the intro, or like once we were caught up, but then it just kept going. I was like, oh, so we're committing to this the whole movie.
Well, I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I didn't want it to be like, oh, I bet you're wondering how we got here.
Oh, yeah, and then catch up, and then that's it.
And then just stop.
Again.
Like, I would rather it be consistent throughout and kind of be like his inner monologue. Not to the full extent of like how Boy Kills World was last year.
Yeah. How
that was just the entire movie, just like narrating his thoughts. But just like kind of fill in more gaps of like, yeah, he's in a scene where I think it was the scene coming up in a bit where he has the choice of like going back to his room or going to the dinner, and he's like, obviously he's just standing there, but in his head he's like, throwing the cat. He's like, I need to go back to my room, but I just ordered a ribeye, so I gotta eat that.
Yep. I gotta say too, I really appreciate how long, like I love a good extended intro. Man, this intro is like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a little bit too long for my comfort.
I love when a movie will just drop like the title card like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, I saw
was
that.
Like, whoa, we're getting title card now?
Yeah, I was like,
it
went by like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna go with it. And then it did the title card. I'm like, oh,
I love that.
Wait a second.
It's like the commitment to the title card.
Yeah, it's like what was that meme going around? It was like, is it Assassin's Creed Valhalla? When it was like somebody was like playing and it was like they were like 10 hours in, and then the title card drops.
Nice.
And they were just like freaking out. It's like what?
Whoa, what game am I playing?
Well, it's like that. Do you know? Have you guys seen Invincible? Like the show?
I watched the first season.
Well, their bit is like anytime, like the first time someone says the character's name, which is Invincible, that's when they'll play the title card.
Yep.
That's pretty
and there
funny.
was, I think, in this latest season, I haven't watched it yet, but there's like a scene where like a character's just like screaming out for Invincible to show up, or like he's just ranting and like screaming. But every time he's about to say Invincible, it just shows the title card, and it does it like 20 times.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny.
I love when people really commit to the bit like that. Yeah. All right. Do you? Oh, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, Nasha. I love how. First off, I love that their relationship first comes out when they're talking. Like Mark Ruffalo's Kenneth Marshall is just saying like, no having sex.
Yep.
We don't have the food to sustain the calories you guys will lose, and it's just intercut with them just fucking each other.
you just like going at it. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But I do love how like their relationship is just shown as very like he adores her.
Yeah, it's
But
very
also-
healthy.
But she is like, so obviously he's expendable. He's dying like every day.
Yeah.
And it's shown that she is there with him like every time.
Yep.
And maybe it's a point I'll probably save to the end, but there's a scene at the end where like obviously we see him die a bunch of times, and at first it's just like, yeah, it's just a body. And then you see her like comfort him as he's dying, and it's like, no, this is still like a person who like
Yeah.
she cares for, she loves a lot, and like who still is deserving of like basic treatment. And it's like that, it just really made the relationship feel so real. It made me feel really sad too, because like all this time you're like, yeah, you kind of fall into like what the movie's selling you of like, yeah, he's expendable, you're kind of
Yeah.
just watching him die a bunch.
He's just
And
going
then
to
you-
regenerate and it'll be fine.
Exactly. And then you watch her like comfort him as he's dying, and you're like, oh man, like this is
That
still
sucks.
a person dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she has to watch the person she loves die, even
Yeah.
though he's just gonna get reprinted.
One of the great things about Bong Joon Ho and his films is that he can rope you in with those deep like heavy concepts and ideas and make you feel like, oh yeah, this is normal. This is how it's supposed to go. Yeah, whatever. And then he hits you with it, and you're like, oh no, you were right all along, Bong. You were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. I mean, it's the same thing in films like Parasite, where talking about the family and their issues, and yeah, it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next section.
Yep. So 17 goes to his quarters and finds his replacement, Mickey 18, already there. Multiples are forbidden. Kenneth Marshall, the politician who runs the colony, is only able to use the cloning technology with the provision that if multiples occur, all clones will be killed immediately. Knowing this, the more aggressive Mickey 18 tries to kill 17, who resists and suggests an arrangement where both of them live by rotating duties, meals, and deaths. 18 is interrupted and leaves with Nasha, while 17 is taken away for dinner with Marshall, his wife Ilfa, and security agent Kai. At the dinner, 17 reacts badly to a meal of experimental meat and subsequent treatment with experimental painkillers. I'll keep going. When 17 returns to his quarters, Nasha is already aware of the situation and wants to help them. They are seen by Kai, who tries to negotiate with Nasha over sharing the Mickeys. 18 is enraged when he learns what happened to 17 at dinner and leaves with the intent to kill Marshall, with 17 and Nasha chasing after him. Marshall is conducting a public ceremony with a piece of Nilfheim rock, and chaos ensues when two young creepers emerge from the rock, thwarting Mickey 18's attempt to kill Marshall. One creeper is killed and the other is captured, while 17, 18, and Nasha are arrested. Numerous creepers arrive and surround the ship, calling out to the creeper inside.
I gotta say, I love how well Bong Joon Ho was able to craft this villain as like this total narcissistic, just dumb level dude who's got charisma but really hasn't got much between the ears going. And it hit me when they had this whole like explanation of why the multiples were bad. And like how one of the creators did the multiples and was a serial killer and blah blah blah. They had all these hearings, and like he makes it very clear that to Marshall, the idea of multiples is not grotesque and detestable because of what the scientist did. He only says that because that's the only thing that will allow him to get to use the cloning technology on his trip to Nilfheim.
It's a pure political answer. It's like,
Absolutely.
yes, there are complete moral, ethical boundaries. What can I say to get you to just approve of this, though?
Absolutely. I love that message. I think it's one, it kind of rings true to, not to get political. This movie does get very political. But it feels very relevant to how some things are now in the US political landscape of like, you know, people say things just to say things and to win over constituents and be political, and not because they have any actual ethical or moral quandaries or boundaries on anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could look at it. Doesn't even have to be a two sides thing, but you just look at any kind of political answer in a debate, or just when you ask them a question, it could be about one topic and they'll answer anything around that topic without giving you a direct answer. But it's because it's the things they want to say.
Right. You know, you could ask them, hey, do you like baseball? And they're like, well, I don't not like baseball or the other sports. I got to say that right here. And, you know, I just got to say baseball, historic, beautiful franchise, beautiful sport. And, man, there's been a lot that people have done for the game of baseball. And it's like, that didn't answer the question.
And speaking of baseball, apple pie. Apple pie is such a delicious food.
Man. It's just,
that's literally him.
It is.
He's very televangelist in how he will present himself too.
Yeah. I feel like they definitely, I mean, that cross between politician and televangelist, I think really hits.
Especially because like you have so part of his support base is from like the church. And he has like his assistant butler guy who is like filming him every time it's like his right hand man is like, hey, if you do this, like I can film this and this will look great, and like the church will love this, your constituents will love it. And in like the dinner scene when he's trying to lead a prayer, it like immediately just goes right off the rails.
That might be one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is they're she's like, Kai is like really trying to say some words about her friend who died, and he's like, I got this, don't worry. And he starts to say some things, and then he kind of loses it, and so the wife just starts singing. And everyone starts singing, and they're just like, what the fuck is going on? So funny. I also like how the film kind of dives into like a social commentary of like, yeah, you have these very, very wealthy, rich people who are doing this basically as like a vanity project, and who only really care about like superficial stuff like sauces, which was a wild thing. Whereas you have other people who are literally being rationed out food and counting down to the exact calorie what they can eat because they can't, quote unquote, can't afford to go more than that. Like, that's such an amazing commentary on like the rich versus poor sort of dynamic.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I know Bong has talked about it too. The whole idea of, you know, you're a worker, they see you as expendable no matter what. Like you die, they'll replace you the next day.
Yep.
Even like in the real world, like just, you know,
corporate America.
Yeah, you know, how many stories of like in a warehouse, someone has like a heart attack. No one knows about it for like hours. They find them, and then like the next day the spot's up on like Indeed. And they filled it. Like, they don't care.
Yeah, no, anyone is expendable.
It's just a position to them. It's not a person.
Anyways.
And that was something that he wanted to really address here.
Oh, for sure. How do you guys feel about, like, the introduction to the multiples?
I didn't mind it. One thing I didn't really understand and didn't really like was, when Kai, when Mickey 17 and Kai were having their moment, like her person just died, and she instantly wants to,
I don't know. I feel like
Have
she
a-
might. It almost felt like a pity sort of thing. Like, yes, there was an interest there for sure from Kai, but also, like, she sees how horribly this man gets treated on a day to day, like in the quote unquote in the name of science, and she like that sort of brings out some emotion in people.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. It was a little bit tonally weird. Like, this man just basically almost died. and then they're like, yeah, let's hook up. And he's like, no.
Not only that is just her significant other
right.
also just died, and it's like, all right, you can move on that fast.
I guess.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do in space, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's Robert Pattinson. Like,
But
Yeah, I mean,
even if it's that version of Robert Pattinson, it's like, yeah, okay, I get it.
I did find it so funny too. Once they find out, like her and Nasha having like that conversation under the stairs. She's like, "Yeah, I won't tell. I'll just take 17. You can have 18."
yeah.
And Nasha's like, absolutely not. And I'm sitting here like, damn, don't be selfish. You got two of them.
She's like, "Listen, it's like 2050. Challengers has been out for 50 years now. I know the plot.
Yeah.
I know how this goes.
You don't think they were about to do it too? Like,
They were. Man.
I
I don't know.
It was about good.
I will say this is kind of where one of my gripes with the film comes into play, with the story. Because, and maybe it's just because I was like looking for something a little bit different, but man, I would have loved to have seen this movie play out where instead of like really going after the aliens bit, they instead are like a secret crew trying to figure out how they want to assassinate Marshall and use the doubles as like part of that plan, the multiples. That would have been cool. And like they have Kai as a man on the inside kind of thing, and like I feel like that would have been really cool. Almost like heist / like almost like Bond-esque, like secret agent type stuff would have been a very cool story for this to go. And I feel like I wish it would have done that more than the ending that we got.
I think that would have been a bit too close to Snowpiercer.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
And maybe it's like, we gotta do something different. Because I feel like one of my only gripes with this movie is I feel like the pacing in this the beginning to center part kind of really slows down as we get a lot of information. To the point where like I had to go to the bathroom a couple times because I got a nice XL Sprite. That thing just runs right through me.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I was like, I feel like I didn't miss much. Like,
yeah, no, it
the plot
definitely
hasn't
moves.
The plot hasn't
slow.
really moved forward. It's just more information.
Yeah. And like I feel like that's where I wish they had utilized the double Mickeys more, because it's like they have this whole thing, they build it up, the double Mickeys happen, the multiples conundrum happens, and it's like, oh, what are they gonna do with this? And then they immediately get captured, and it's like, oh, okay, they did.
But the
nothing
thing
with it.
is, like, they get captured like 30 minutes after, like, it's plot timeline wise.
Yeah, right.
Or not timeline, but like
Like
in the movie, 30 minutes later.
right, runtime wise.
Yeah, that's it. So it's just like, I feel like you could have used that time to do something else besides just like the whole discovery phase.
Like even like they have that whole moment where Mickey 18 is pissed about what happened at dinner with Mickey 17. He's like, I gotta go kill this guy. And then they actually hold him off and say, no, wait. Like, let's do that, but let's be smart about it. And they formulate this plan and spend the next like 15 minutes like basically like Ocean's 11ing a heist, except it's like a whole assassination attempt. And then you continue to do what you do, and maybe even they get captured at that point, but it feels like at that point you've spent a lot of the runtime actually like moving through a plot structure again, whereas this felt like a lot of like conversations and then a lot of chaotic action and then they're captured.
Yeah, because I feel like they did a really good job distinguishing the two Mickeys, like how 18 is very brash and like he's not thinking, he's just driven by like anger, rage.
Yep.
Like as soon as he sees 17, he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Like,
yep.
And then as soon as he sees Timu, whatever,
Timu.
as soon as he sees Steven Yeun, he's like,
there we go.
Hey, you are
Timo,
the fucking
by the way.
What was it?
Timo.
As soon as he sees Timo, he's like, hey, fucko, you're the reason we're here. I'm gonna kill you.
Yes.
Like he's not the thinking type. So I do like that they made it a very distinct difference between like even just how their minds work. And like they had that little conversation like as 17 is like hanging on for dear life. He's like, I'm not going to live like you. So I get that they just wanted him to be like the exact opposite. Like, no, I'm not going to think of a plan. I'm just going to take this gun and I'm going to shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish that they had done something more to...
Right. To really flesh out
just do
the
something
multiples.
A bit more with the time. Because it does feel like it just sat there a bit too long.
All right, do we want to move to the last section? Is there anything else that anyone wants to say about this section of the movie? All right, let's move to the last.
Okay. While in the brig, 17's description of his experience with the creepers makes Nasha realize they are not hostile. Timo visits the groups and tries to kill 17, presenting a letter saying their loan shark has found them and an associate has come to collect. He gets too close to 18, and he and Nash are able to overpower him and an associate and escape, before being brought to Marshall and Ilfa. There, Nasha tries to defend the Mickeys, but is dismissed. Marshall wants to kill the creepers with a newly developed nerve gas, but Ilfa and his assistant Preston's urging, he first allows the Mickeys to go outside and competitively kill the creepers, Jesus Christ, cutting off their tails, with the winner being allowed to live. However, when 17 and 18 are sent out, they peacefully seek out the creeper mother, which enrages Marshall and prompts him to go outside himself with a security team to kill the creepers directly. 17 uses a translation device to warn the mother about Marshall's plan. The mother threatens to kill all humans unless her surviving child is returned to her, and one human is killed in recompense for her killed child. 17 communicates this to Nasha via camera, and Nasha attacks Ilfa, enabling her to get the creeper baby. A handful of security agents also rise up against the two leaders in protest of their behavior. Nasha returns the young creeper to the mother. 18 attacks Marshall, killing him in a murder-suicide to fulfill the mother's request. 6 months later, Nasha has risen to a position of power in the colony after Ilfa has slit her wrist and officiates a proper groundbreaking ceremony on Nilfhelm. As part of the ceremony, Mickey 17, simply called Mickey Barnes by Nasha, detonates the printing device in a symbolic ending of the Expendables program. The end.
This is where Ruffalo really makes his money. He really hams it up in this last section, and it's glorious. This was a tough section to write notes for me, because it felt like everything was playing out exactly how I saw it would play out. Like as soon as they were brought to the deck or the command center, it's like, okay, they're gonna go out, they're gonna, talk with the people. There's gonna be a whole deal, Mark Ruffalo's character is gonna die. They're gonna save. It's just, it was very, very predictable, surprisingly predictable for an end of the film.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of almost a little bit rushed, also, because I feel like the ending final, like the final fight kind of thing was just like it went by pretty quickly, and there's no like not really, again, like you said, not really any build up because it was so predictable.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, to that point, it makes sense that there wasn't like a final fight between Marshall and 18 because Marshall isn't like
an
idiot. Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a pompous kind of like airhead who never really was meant to be in like a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, I'm out here to try to give like this super patriotic little wartime speech to try to look good for my colony, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, and you guys are gonna bomb the shit out of these creepers.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna feign this like heroism or the
heroism.
Like heroism, and then I'm just a little coward. So as soon as he got presented with like a Mickey who was like, yeah, I'm fucking Batman, dude. I'm gonna kill you right now. He was just like, shit.
Yep, that was the end. I like, when you look at the whole of this movie, it really deals with a lot of really interesting themes. You get, corruption, cult fanaticism. You get, like, issues with quote-unquote foreigners or, like, otherness.
Mm-hmm.
You get man versus nature. You get rich versus poor. You get, like, all of those themes, which I appreciate, and is definitely, like, how Bong Joon Ho writes his films, is, like, everything I do is going to be an allegory here, and it's going to be very intentional. And that continues through this movie, and I appreciate that. That said, I wish there was a little bit more action at the end of the film. This whole like, all of the aliens were there, and it's like they killed the one baby. And they're like, hey, don't you do that again? And then they started harming the other baby. Like, watch out, don't do it again. And then the people came out there with guns and stuff like that, and they're like, don't do anything else. It's like, come on, just kill him already.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. Like, they're peaceful creatures. Like, they're not.
Yes. Because
the whole thing, like, in the kind of, I don't even know what you would call it. Like, the
epilogue.
Yeah, the epilogue-esque is like, the creatures were just kind of bluffing. They're like, yeah, we can't actually, like, they threaten to, like, blow up
your mind.
Yeah, blow up your mind, like, make your eyeballs explode. They couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, they're very peaceful. They saved Mickey out of that little cave. So I get that they weren't, like, ever gonna really do anything to the humans. And I also get that the humans were very incompetent.
Oh yeah.
So just get a little trickery going, and they weren't gonna do much.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on the scientist guy, the main scientist dude who was like the full-on yes man. Mm-hmm. Was like, I'm so sorry. I have to resign. I'm so sorry. We failed. It's like every time. It's like, what an amazing idea. Yes, we can do that. It's like every time that Marshall opened his mouth, that's what came out.
Yeah. But that's kind of like how it is. Like, when you are like that self-elected dictator, essentially, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to surround myself with people who will agree with whatever I say. Like, you're clearly not the best at what you're doing, but you are the most likely to go with what I say.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I don't have a lot else for this section of the movie because it just is so cut and dry. Like, wrap it up. This is how it is, and boom, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, it
really...
just didn't like grab me as much. I guess, like with the narrative and stuff.
I mean,
yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think I liked that it was more. Besides, obviously, like 18 blowing himself up, I did like that it was more of like that peaceful ending of like, yeah, this isn't going to be a war, just return the baby and like everything will just be as it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. It is hard.
It is very difficult, this section of the movie. I mean, you know, it really just takes all of the themes that the film touched on in the earlier parts of the movies and just kind of like pulls them all into one sort of conflict, which is this like ending confrontation with the aliens, wraps it all up and says, oh no, but good eventually won. And then that's it. And it's kind of weird. In that, like, it just, like, this just is what it is. You know, it just wraps itself up and then we're good.
It's almost like it's a movie that needs to end.
Yep. Yeah, you would think. Yeah, no. You would think. I will say, though, I haven't really touched on it a ton. This movie is very funny. And I think that's again, a trait of Bong Joon Ho's films where he kind of blends a whole bunch of different genres together to send the message. And like, this is legitimately at points a very funny movie. Which I like.
I think a lot of credit goes to like Robert Pattinson and his willingness for even just like the physical comedy too.
One of my favorite moments is at the dinner scene.
Yes.
When they're like having this whole moment and she's trying to pray, but you see in the background he's just like trying not to just absolutely yak all over the place. Like, you can tell he's getting sick. He's like, oh, but there's no attention brought to it. You just notice him in the background doing that. It's so good.
See, I like to, in that same scene, after like they give him the painkiller after they put like HGH in his steak.
Yeah.
So he's like convulsing and everything after getting this painkiller, and Mark Ruffalo just pulls out a gun. He's like, I gotta kill him. Nope. And Tony Collette's like, no, you can't do it. And like, you're on my carpet. And he's like, well, what if I do it sideways? And she's like, well, think about the blood. And then she just yanks the carpet out, and then he's like, now do it.
Yeah. It's just, man. He just really knows how to get him. He really does.
And to that one review that was saying like, this movie's just like not like a comedy. I feel like Bong knows exactly how, like, where to dial it up to drive home points. Like, everything Mark Ruffalo does is hilarious.
Yeah. Also, I just gotta say, man, Sam, you are going past ascending, and now you're like tapping into the binary code. Like, there's like lines parsing across your screen right now. Like, man, it's like tapping into the Matrix. Oh, there he goes.
My hand right here.
Like, it went from like the full ascension into heaven to seeing all of like, it was like the Interstellar scene. Like, you're going through.
Hold on.
That's hilarious.
You gotta put like a cat there.
Yeah. Is he actually gonna help? Oh my God!
Christ, this is solar flare.
This is great audio content, I gotta say.
There either is or isn't, Sam.
Well, I will. Okay, he's back. There we go.
Better.
All right.
That's better.
Any final thoughts?
I'm back.
Yeah, any final thoughts for this movie before we go to our scores?
One last thing in the last scene was like they just clone what's her name, like, back from the dead. Like, Kai's like
Kai's girlfriend.
yeah, like
Yeah,
they
that was
just
a bit weird.
I'm like,
think
they
so.
didn't explain it at all. I'm like, well, if they were just so upset, they could have just done it right away, you know, if they had all her like memories and genes and whatever.
Maybe because she was an agent and not an expendable, they couldn't.
Maybe.
And
I wish they explained that a little bit more.
yeah,
Like, just
I feel
when he was Mickey was just doing his like last minute like, this is what happened to this person, this is what happened to this person.
This
Like
is
they,
like where are we now type beat.
yeah, and it's like they never explained that, so I was kind of confused about that.
Yeah, I think it was because she was like an agent and not an expendable, so technically she couldn't. But then once Nasha became like the head of the government, it might have just been like hey, Kai, let me throw you a bone.
Yeah,
You
we'll
can't
do
fuck
this one
Mickey
thing.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I was kind of rooting for Kai and Mickey for a second there in the middle.
Honestly, me too.
Like, yes! And I was like, no! But only because Nasha was like kind of an asshole and like wanted Mickey 18 way more. You could tell. But whatever.
they were on drugs. It's fine.
They were very much on drugs. Anyways, let's go to our final scores. Starting with acting. Sam, why don't you kick us off with that?
Okay. I think I really like the acting. I think Robert Pattinson is great. He was pretty much the standout in this movie. I also think like his voice work is like getting so good with between like all the voices that he did in this movie, his Batman stuff. He voiced the heron, the gray heron, and Boy and the Heron. Like, I think his voice acting is getting really, really good. The other ones, I think Naomi Ackie was fine. Stephen Yeun was fine. And then Mark Ruffalo was pretty good. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Again, nothing
All
like
right.
so.
Nice. Connor, what about you? What is your acting score?
So, I was a huge fan of the acting. Like you said, Sam, I thought Robert Pattinson really was the standout, especially the way he was able to really distinguish Mickey 17 and 18. I really liked Naomi Ackie too. I thought the way that she was able to really develop that relationship with all the Mickeys, and like again that scene I talked about how she was like comforting one of them as he was dying really like stood out to me, of just adding more humanity to these clones. Mark Ruffalo too is a real standout, and Toni Collette as well. I thought everyone really just knew exactly, they knew their assignment and they went above and beyond. So I gave it a 4.5.
Yeah. I'm there with you. I actually gave it a 4.5 as well. For a lot of the same reasons of like Pattinson's excellent, and all of the supporting roles are like they properly fit into their roles. Like there's no one that's overacting. I mean, where it doesn't matter, because like Ruffalo's definitely overacting at times, but it plays into his character. Like he really gets to ham it up. And same with Toni Collette. Like those characters are intentionally over the top, and you know they play it correctly, and they're really good at it. And all of the supporting roles are just solid. So yeah, 4.5 I think fits for me. Next is story/script. Connor, why don't you kick us off with that score?
So this is the lowest for me. This was a 3.5. Just because I do feel like the pacing in that middle chunk kind of starts to stall out a bit. And I wish they did a bit more with the multiples. But I loved how Bong was able to just incorporate all these different like class structure themes, morality themes of like clones and humanity, even of like there's that one scene when 18 was about to shove Mickey 17 into the fire pit, and Mickey 17 was saying how like he doesn't want to die now because he knows like once he dies it's it for him. He's already like been replaced.
Yep.
And I thought it was like a really interesting layer to add to it, how he already knows like if he dies, he's it's over. Like there's no coming back for him. And yeah, I did like how I thought, yeah, some beats were a bit predictable, but I did like how the story wrapped up. So I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lower. I gave it a 3 for a few reasons. I thought that, like, overall, the idea of the story is really cool. You know, the sci-fi element to it and the concept is awesome. But as I said before, I felt like I would have enjoyed it more if there was, like, a much more interpersonal conflict that they explored deeper. Instead of it really hammering into the man versus alien kind of conflict. And it just, like, I get what, they were trying to say with all of that, but I just would have enjoyed the story more if it focused on that element of it more. And also the end was pretty predictable. Like, you could see how it was rolling. So 3 out of 5, still not a bad score by any means. It's still an above average score. And I like I said, I love the concept of the movie. So
yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. I had to also give it a 3 out of 5. Again, I think it was I think he did kind of fall into that man versus alien trope. With, like, it's been done before. Like, people visit a different planet or stuff like that, and like they find that, they want to conquer these alien races, but then they find out they're not so bad. He kind of falls into that. He kind of played it safe with that. Aaron, I know you haven't seen Nausicaa, Hayao Miyazaki, but this reminded me a lot of that movie too. Even the design of the creepers, like, it reminded me a lot of that movie. Yeah, so again, right. Pretty predictable at the end, and no real payoff, I guess, for me.
All right, and that's going to bring us to our audio visual score. I'll kick this one off. I loved it. The audio was solid, nothing to really write home about, but man, visually, this movie was just excellent. The creature design was great. The planet, the ice planet was awesome, but, like, really what took it away was the production design, especially on the ship. It just looked phenomenal. It felt so sci-fi and, like, real sci-fi. Gritty, dirty, narrow hallways, poor living quarters, a real difference between the top end high class people and the low bottom end people, and how they lived and where they ate. And it just, all of the production design really just helped enhance the message, and I loved it. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. Sam, what is your audiovisual score?
Yeah, I also get a 4 out of 5. Again, like, audio, there's nothing really to write home about right there. But again, visually, it reminded me a lot of, like, his other movie, Snowpiercer, with that, like, the different tiers in the ship, so like, and then the Hoth planet was great too.
The Hoth planet. Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it was good. And yeah, I think it was the strongest part of the movie, so.
And Connor?
Yeah, I'm at a 4 out of 5 as well. I thought the sound design was definitely really good too, with like the creepers sound, like their little chitters and chatters. The production design, as we've touched on, is awesome. Like, the ship is just dark and grungy, and it's just very depressing when you're at, like, those lower levels, like the cages that they have to be in when you're in, like,
my god, yeah,
it's like dog cages just stacked on top of each other. Like the fire pits, like, it's just an awesome ship to visually look at. And then like the planet is such a great contrast to it, of how dark it is in there, but then how bright and cold and honestly unforgiving it looks. Which, when you contrast it to, like, how this planet was, like, promised as, like, the next colony, and then you look at it and it's like a icy, barren wasteland, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
All right, and that is going to bring us to our final score, which is our overall enjoyment score. Sam, what do you give Mickey 17?
I always love a good sci-fi movie. I was kind of torn between this one because of this. I really didn't think they executed really well with the story. The ideas were there. They had the sauce, pun intended, but but I think they definitely fell into that trope of the man versus alien. I think if they went maybe a different way to explore the relationship maybe between the multiples and his personal relationship, and maybe do something more with lower class versus upper class kind of thing like that. But the acting visually, it was really good. I'm going to give this movie a 3.4 out of 5.
All right. Connor, what about you? What do you give Mickey 17?
So I am not normally the sci-fi guy.
Yes.
But I really, really enjoyed this movie. And maybe it's in contrast to, like, there really hasn't been a standout movie this year yet. Like, I'm not going to put this on, like, the same level as, like, a Dune 2, but I would say this has probably been my favorite movie so far.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the performances, and I think that when you have, like, characters like Mickey and Nasha, who you really can just, like, gravitate towards, it can really help you just kind of look past maybe some pacing issues, maybe some familiar story beats. And I'll be honest, like, it's a movie that I haven't stopped thinking about since I saw it.
Interesting.
Even though it's only been a day, but, like, I've just been thinking about how like good Robert Pattinson has been in it, especially once, like, Mickey 18 came out.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be a shocker for you guys. I'm giving this a 4.5.
Whoa, that is a shocker. That's really high.
Like,
wow.
This is a movie I will probably buy again, like, when it comes out on Blu-ray or
nice. Well, I'm a bit lower on it than that.
Fair enough.
But I think, for a lot of the reason, like, this is really fun sci-fi, and I very much it's fun sci-fi. I enjoyed the idea of it. The concept is really, really unique, which I appreciate. Do I wish it was executed in different ways? Yes, and I feel like it could have been a lot more successful in different ways. But it's really funny. It's really interesting. And so, I think my scores kind of reflect that in a bit of different ways. And I love technically how the movie was crafted. It looks amazing. So for me, when you add up all my scores and average it out, I think it paints a good picture of how I feel about this movie, which is a 3.83 for the final score, which, sitting just below that 4 threshold, I think feels fair for how I feel about the movie. So when you average that out, that gives us a nice solid 3.91, just barely missing the 4 threshold. And when you put that into our list here, it is top 15 at 15th, just below Challengers and just above The Mummy. So it sits right there in that 15th spot.
If it came in at 17th, that would be awesome. But
if it was
that spot's reserved for grown-ups.
Yeah, just below grown-up. No. So that's going to do it for this episode. If you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and tell your friends. It really helps us out. Lets us know we're doing a good job. I don't know why I did like that, but that's okay. Go to our socials. All of those are going to be linked in the show notes. You can also go to our website, firstpicturehouse.com, for new reviews and content from our whole team. We've got a really 2025 is looking really, really great, and so we're really excited for how things are going to go. And go to our Letterboxd too. You can see what we're watching when we're watching them. You don't have to wait for each episode to come out to find out what we've been watching. which is really important. And we got one last order of business to get to, gentlemen. We got to do our random movie for the week. Give me an era that you want and a genre, if you would like a genre. Sam, I'll start with you.
I want 2000s action adventure.
Okay, so like 2000 to 2010, or like 2000 to like 2019.
Let's do 2000 to 2010.
Okay, 2000 to 2010. You want action adventure. Okay, your random movie, The Day After Tomorrow.
Okay.
With Keanu?
I believe so. I've never seen it. So
which one? The
Day After Tomorrow.
Oh no,
2004.
I'm thinking of
the one Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that's Dennis Quaid. Yeah, I was thinking of the what's the one where he's like the alien?
Who?
I don't know.
I gotta find it now. I can't. It's like a sneeze.
Who?
Oh God! All right. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna do one for me. I'm gonna do a '70s film. I'm gonna go all the way back to the '70s. I just want anything from the '70s. I think. I don't think I want. I don't have a specific. So we're gonna.
I was thinking of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
All right. So let's get a random movie from the '70s. I got 1974's Death Wish. So that feels like a good one. So I will write that down. Connor, what do you want?
Can I go a specific year again?
Yeah, sure.
Can I do 2021 drama?
2021 drama. 2021 drama. Yours is, oh God. American Traitor, The Trial of Axis Sally, which is an Al Pacino movie in which he has the worst looking mustache I think I've ever seen.
Oh, jeez.
If you don't want it, I will give you a respin.
Yeah, can I get a respin?
You can get a respin. Minari is your other one.
I just saw that this year.
Okay, so
I'll watch it again. I'll happily watch it again.
If it's up to you. If you want a movie that you haven't seen before, I'll let you spin it.
Spin the block one more time.
Well, you're definitely not going to want that. Next Stop, Christmas. It looks like a Hallmark.
No, that's fine. I'll do that.
No, it's a TV movie. You don't want that.
No, but Sam literally watched a Power Rangers movie that.
Fair enough.
So I'll do it.
Okay, cool.
It has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Well, apparently it's a good one. All right. So there we go. That's our movies for the week, and we will see you next time on the Film Box Podcast.
Adios.